Welcome to another video. This time I'm going to talk about generated content, as I promised the last time. So here we are in the player base, which uses generated content. And I'm going to pick up a few things and put it a little bit elsewhere to modify what we have in here. So, because all states are saved, in particular also this laptop state, which is sort of the player's working space. All his downloaded files, for example, are in here. These are the files, for example, from this first testing map. So you can keep your investigation stuff around going the way you want to put it. This is really a working tool for the player and to give a little bit of immersion by not just having it some kind of overlay image. So let's put it down. Now let's go here, let's open this door and perhaps who doesn't like a shiny ball? So just something. Now I'm going to leave this place, and if I'm going out, the state will be saved. So this entire part inside will be removed. So it doesn't exist anymore. And the next time I'm going around, the state is simply restored. So we have what we've left here. Our little ball is still here. And still our laptop state is the same. So you can continue where you left off. So. Now I'm going to show that this is really unloaded. So let's put up the AI debug. So we're seeing all the navigation spaces. This is good to see if the room is still there or vanishes. So all the stuff in there is just gone. So this room doesn't exist anymore until I load it. Now, a little bit something else. Let's go downstairs. This is now a room which is not a player base, but just an arbitrary room. The idea here is that rooms, places, locations are generated as the story needs it, not the other way around. So whenever the story decides, hey, I need a new actor for the player to talk to, he chooses a building, he chooses a flat, and simply generates a randomly flat for this actor to be in. So you get new stuff every time you come. So let's start with this one here. And we get just a randomly generated place with some layouts. And a lot of stuff in here is generated randomly, so what kind of materials objects have, and the layout has been generated. So let's, yes, that's how we see it, huh? And I'm going now to close the place again. Everything has been unloaded, and if I want to, and I come back to the same place, it will be loaded the way it has been generated. So once a place has been generated, it keeps its layout. So it's not random, but I need new stuff which is random, but then it is kept. So the world grows. Now let's take a different case. I have this generated place. And each time it's generated, it's going to be different. So I'm going to show you a few variations. the other time it has been saved, and now I'm going to discard and generate again. So we have now suddenly a different setup in different places. So we get unique places each time we're gonna visit. This is going to be used not only for flats, but also for places like action places. So for example, if you have some kind of warehouse with perhaps hostage situation or somebody's stashed away, then this place will be randomly generated. So not only the player has a new setup he finds each time he gets into a new situation, but also the NPC is finding a new situation. So you're getting sometimes similar tasks, but it changes the layout and stuff, so things are going to be kept unique. Now, how does this exactly work? I'm only going to do this a little bit shorter. Going into the editor, and let's open the initial world. This is where the buildings are located. So the basic idea or the basic element that's going to be used here are placeholders. This is the building from the outside, and inside there is really not much except placeholders. It's quite an empty shell with a bunch of placeholders. And the placeholder simply states what kind of element is going to be generated here and how many floors up the generated content is done. So it's really just a placeholder for the engine to choose an element from the first time it is picked. The same is true for buildings. The placeholders pick from these locations a random one, which are individual files, so it can be mapped out on its own with places, with props, and tells you what kind of areas it can lead into. These are the flats. And the flat is then, for example, generated again from a pre-made file, which contains just this location. And in case of flats, again some placeholders to continue generating the content, just to make it a little bit faster and easier to work with. And in the end, we have one possible solution, and these are again small world files with a little placeholder, so it's easier to see where we are putting things. These virtual placeholders are virtual, so they are not loaded. They are for the mapper. And that's now the actual content of the room with possibility to generate random styles. So style that's randomly picked. And these styles are simply located in the class files, and so this can be randomly generated. So each time this room is generated, we get something which is sort of random to give a unique experience to each time you get to a place, to a task, even for your entire playthrough. So, I hope that this has been a little bit interesting, and the next time I hope that I can show a little bit more how your investigation actually runs using such generated content. Have a nice time!